In this video, I'm going to introduce three of the new rules from Chapter 7, Section 4. In Section 4 of Chapter 7, we get 5 more rules of replacement. So these new 5 rules will have an awful lot in common with the rules from 7.3, in that they are all logically equivalent statements, meaning that we could replace something that looks like the statement given to us on the left-hand side of those 4 dots with something that looks like the statement given to us on the right-hand side of those 4 dots, or the other way around. Remember those 4 dots you can think of or really as a two-way street. We can go left to right, or we can go right to left. So that much is in common with 7.3. The big difference, though, in the rules in 7.4 as compared to 7.3, the rules here in 7.4 revolve around the horseshoe, as well as, finally, rule number 16, material equivalence, gives us a rule to break down the triple bar. So 7.3, dots and wedges, 7.4, horseshoes, and finally the triple bar. With one obvious exception, rule number 18, tautology, just taut, T-A-U-T for short. Tautology, just like the rules in 7.3, deals either with the wedge or the dot. The good news about tautology, however, is that it's really quite easy, really simple, and something that ought to make pretty good sense if you take a little bit of time to think about it. This is one of those rules that you can get down in 30 seconds or less. So tautology, only dots or wedges here, just simply tells us the following. Suppose that we have a statement like this, A or A. Well, tautology tells us that that's redundant, A or A. Well, that's just the same as A. And again, this applies for the dot as well. If, for instance, we had A and A, well, that too is redundant. That also is the same as A. And remember, two-way street, if we started with A, we could turn that into A or A. We could also do this via addition or tautology, either one would work. Or likewise, if we started with A, if we needed to, if we wanted to, for whatever reason, we could turn that into A and A. Again, this is a rule that ought to make pretty darn good sense if you take a little time to think about it. Imagine tautology this way. Suppose that you go into a restaurant and the waitress comes over, presents the menu, and says, today we've got a couple of specials going. And so you can, if you like, choose to order ham. But if you don't like ham, instead of ham, you might choose to have ham. So she says to you essentially, either you can have ham or you can have ham. Well, of course, this is ridiculous. That's a tautology. Ham or ham, well, that's A or A. Really, there's only one option. You can only choose to have ham. So tautology, a rule that comes in handy, something that's probably not mind-blowing to you. Of course, A or A is in fact A. But given the context of the chapter and the problems that we're trying to solve, tautology will come in from time to time quite handy. So that's rule 18, easy enough. Let's go back to the beginning here, at least given the presentation of the text. Let's go back and pick up problem number 14. Problem number 14 is called transposition, or just simply trans for short. Transposition or trans. This rule deals once again with the horseshoe, only with the horseshoe, not dots, wedges, or triple bars, only with the horseshoe. Transposition works in a similar fashion with one additional twist, but it works in a similar fashion as compared to con. In con, you can switch around the order of either the conjuncts or the disjuncts. In a similar sort of way, transposition, you can flip around the order of the antecedent and the consequent. So that's the first step to pull off transposition. Let's suppose that we start with something like this, simple example. Suppose that we have if A then B, A horseshoe B. What transposition allows us to do is, first of all, to again reverse the order of the antecedent and the consequent. Instead of A horseshoe B, we get B horseshoe A. So in that sense, it works in a similar fashion as compared to com, this time just dealing with antecedents and consequents. The difference here between com and transposition is that for transposition, we also need to negate, and that's the second step to pulling it off. So A horseshoe B becomes not B horseshoe not A. So those are the 2 steps to get down. Those are the 2 steps to pull off transposition. First of all, quote-unquote reverse, and second, negate. But remember that general rule here, reverse and negate, and you won't have any problems when it comes to transposition. Just as is the case for all of these rules of replacement, transposition, as well as tautology for that matter, can be done to one side or the other. So suppose that we had a slightly more complex example. Suppose that we had A triple bar, let's say parentheses B horseshoe C. If we needed to, we could do transposition just here to the right-hand side, to the right of the triple bar, reversing and negating. So this would become, the A triple bar would not be affected, A triple bar stays the same. This would become not C horseshoe, not B. Let's go over one last case when it comes to transposition before we move on to our next rule. Suppose that we started with something that's negated. What if we started this time with not A, horseshoe, not B? Well, same basic rules apply. First of all, reverse the order, flip the order if you like, of the antecedent and the consequent. So the B would become the antecedent and the A the consequent, and also negate. Since it's already negated, just throw another one in there. It would become not B, horseshoe, not A, which we know via double negation is just simply B horseshoe A, B horseshoe A. Why does that work? Well, because the two are, again, logically equivalent, and you can test this out for yourself by utilizing one of the tools from Chapter 6. Utilizing our truth tables, you'll see, again, that they're logically equivalent. So that's transposition. Let's for now